Hello everyone, my name is Soraya. Welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about the one thing that if you do this one thing, you will be with your twin flame forever. This means no more separation. This means that you guys live united as one forever. Just separation is done. You can settle down and you can feel secure at the core of your being that you guys will never separate ever again. It's just one thing. And that is, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, da 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 da, drum roll. The one thing that you must do to be with your twin flame forever is dissolve your ego. And I know that that sounds like a very big thing, but it's only one thing that must be done. And so what does that mean? I'm gonna kind of dive into it. You guys know my style. I like to kind of explain. So you have to let go of the illusion that you have an ego. You don't have an ego in spiritual truth. The good news is that you're not releasing something that's important or essential. You don't have an ego. It's not how you were created. It's not actually a necessary experience to have at all. You were created as a divine being. You're a child of God. You were made in the image of God. You are just like your Father. You are not your creator, but you're very much like your Father. You're an extension of God. And so you don't actually have any use for the illusion of ego. Ego is the belief in separation from God. And so it's a fearful belief. And kind of the norm here on earth is believing in the illusion of ego. So what we have here on earth right now is everybody in their own way, for the most part, is believing in this this belief that they're separate from God, which means that they're separate from their good, they're separate from their love, they're separate from their support, they're separate from anything that they want or need. They're essentially separate from their source. And so from that lens, they interact with reality. They make choices, live their life based on this belief in the illusion of ego. Because that's a big deal. If you believe that you're separate from God, if you believe that you're separate from the source of your good, then you're automatically in a fearful state. Like that's not what I would call like a safe and secure experience of life. And so this is what most people are experiencing on earth. And it's really scary. And although people find ways to cope with this very painful belief, it's not a way to live. It's not what I would call a life. Let's put it that way. And it's not working. You know, we look at the world today, there's a lot of pain and suffering in the world. And it's a very painful thing to believe that you're separate from your good and to experience that illusion. Because if you believe it in your mind, you will experience it. And so what happens is because we have this belief in separation from God, we essentially believe that we're separate from love. We believe that we're separate from our good. And when we hold that belief, because we are, like I said, created in the image of God, we're like our Father, we're co-creative with Him. If we hold this belief that we're separate from God, that we're separate from love, then what will we see when we open our eyes? What will we manifest? We're going to manifest a reality that reflects back to us that belief that we are separate from God, that we're separate from love. What is our twin flame going to show us? They're one with us. They're going to also hold that belief, and they're going to reflect that belief that we are separate from God, that we are separate from our love. In order to heal twin flame separation permanently, you must know that you are one with your love. You are one with your love and spiritual truth. That is how you were created. But you have to feel it. You have to know it. You have to have a true realization of it. Knowing it in the mind isn't enough. You have to really have a revelation of it in order to have it reflected back. Because, you know, we can't really fool God. We can't really fool ourselves. We can't really fool the law of attraction, the universe. It's going to show us what we believe. It's just how it works. And so we have to resolve this belief in the illusion of separation. And this is why Jeff and Shalea's work is so powerful and why it works every time, because it addresses this issue of believing that we're separate from love, which manifests as twin flame separation. And so how it does that is Jeff and Shalea's work, you know, what they teach is the mirror exercise. Shalea learned it from her spiritual teacher. And as she was on her twin flame journey, she realized how powerful it actually is, and realized that, wow, like this can be used to heal separation for anybody. who has that desire in their heart to be with their twin flame. And so she started, using it to attract her twin flame. They, came into harmonious union, and now they share it with others. And the mirror exercise, the purpose of it is to basically show you, it starts with an upset. And why an upset is important is because you're upset at any upset that you have in reality. If you look at it really deep underneath the surface, ultimately you're upset because you feel separate from love, or you feel separate from your good. If I'm upset because somebody cut me off in traffic, I'm not actually upset because someone cut me off in traffic. I'm upset because I feel separate from feeling loved and respected and seen and treated with kindness. Those are all feelings of separation from love, you see? So it's not about what we think it is on the outside. It's about the fact that we feel separate from love, and otherwise we wouldn't be upset. Otherwise we'd be like, I'm good. What's your problem? Okay, like I'm fine. It doesn't really affect us if we don't believe in separation from love there. And so it starts with a trigger. And the mirror exercise, there's a video beneath this one. You can look in the information section underneath this video that teaches the mirror exercise. But essentially what it does is it starts with the upset, and it shows you how to heal that feeling of separation within, to love yourself there. So you're bringing love to that place where there's the belief in separation from love. And there you experience union in that space in your consciousness. And so you walk the spiritual path of loving yourself in the places where you're upset, and showing yourself that you can have love there, that you're not separate from love there, that you're going to love yourself there, that you're going to ensure that you don't experience the illusion of separation. No one outside of you can solve this for you, because this is all happening within you. You feel separate from your own love. That love that you desire is within you. You have the love that you need and require. You just have to offer it to yourself. And the mirror exercise shows you where to offer it to yourself. And the reason why, in addition to just the mechanics of it, the reason why it's so effective with twin flames is because they're literally you. So because they are 100% your mirror, when you are able to get so refined with the mirror exercise, which is what the mirror exercise does, is it refines your healing work. When you're able to pinpoint specifically that place that your twin flame is triggering in one mirror exercise, love yourself there, you see instant results with your twin. So it's kind of like you're not wandering around in the dark hoping that you healed the right thing, that maybe you'll get the result with your twin. You are literally using the upset as a window to take you right to the spot that you need to go to heal it, to start seeing real results. Now, sometimes there's layers. We have core blocks sometimes, and it wouldn't be compassionate to heal all those layers in one sitting. So it's a journey. It's a spiritual practice. Really, to be with your twin flame sustainably and to be with them permanently, to have that security in your relationship, because so many people on the twin flame journey, they feel a lot of instability, and they feel like, yeah, my twin flame's here, but there's trust issues and feeling going in and out of separation. So you just kind of have this sense of, can I really trust this? Is love really, real? Is my twin flame, really never going to leave me? The only way to be with your twin flame permanently, long-term, is that you're loving yourself, and that you're walking the spiritual path of healing the illusion of separation. And you guys will be able to live as one, which is what we call harmonious twin flame union, when you have completely released the illusion of ego. So you have had an awareness at your core that you're one with love. Doesn't mean that you've healed every upset in the world. Dissolving the illusion of ego does not mean that you're an ascended master now and you have no upsets ever. That's not required to come into harmony. Some people do have that misunderstanding. I did at one point on my journey, thanks to Twin Flame Ascension School. Jeff and Shalia, teach everything that you need to know about twin flames in there. And thanks to their teaching in Twin Flame Ascension School, I learned that one. You do not have to be a perfectly ascended master and have all your upsets healed to come into harmonious union. But what you do have to heal is your belief in separation from love. And so it doesn't mean that you're not going to have feelings. You're just going to be no upsets ever. But it just means that in the area of your love life, that is resolved at the core. So that's what I help people with in sessions as a coach. I'm a certified Ascension coach, is I help people with the mirror exercise. I help them identify upsets and navigate the healing journey to see, like, this is kind of my favorite thing. This is like one of the funnest things about being a coach. Like, one of the funnest things about being a coach for me is I love it, like, when people just present to me like this whole story, like especially when I first meet with someone for the very first time, because a lot of times they've had a lot of experiences with their twin. They're feeling very confused. There's like a lot of different things going on. And it's so much fun to me to like look at all of this information of like what's been going on with their twin and just be like, oh, it's this. Because there's always patterns. There's so many different, like, twin flames. Once you master like really like how mirroring works, you start to really understand what Jeff and Shlee are talking about. Everything just makes a lot of sense, and it's so relieving. That's why I love it so much, because it's so relieving, because I know what that feels like when you come into a coaching session, because I meet with my coach every week, and you're like, I've got all these problems, and it's really just like one thing, and you just need love in that space. It's very relieving. And so that's really what this inner work is about, and this is what coaching is about ultimately. And Twin Flame Ascension School ultimately is about assisting you in releasing this illusion of separation consciousness. So that's the only thing you got to do. The good news is you don't have to have all of your finances in order. You don't have to have your life in order. You don't have to have your health in order. I'm not saying that you don't want to look at these things. Of course you do. We can, I help people with everything in sessions, but and this works with everything. You can heal any kind of upset with the mirror exercise. But what I mean is, you don't have to have like this perfect life and everything's laid out, and then you can be with your twin flame. Like, don't believe that lie, because if you believe that, for you, there'll always be another thing that you've got to accomplish, and you'll always be on that rat wheel about like trying to get to a certain place so that you can have your good. That is the illusion of separation, is that you're not with your good right now. You got to go do something, and then you can be with your good. So you can see how even in spirituality, we can kind of get ego in there, because we'll be thinking, oh, I'm doing spirituality. There's no ego involved, but why are we doing spirituality? How do we feel in terms of our good? And so, yeah, this is all you gotta do. That's it. Walk the journey, do the inner work, do the mirror exercise whenever you're upset. You don't have to go looking for problems. Don't look for upsets, but be equipped with the tools and the support that you need so that you can heal these things and start seeing real results with your twin that are permanent. And it gets addicting. It gets really addicting. This work is the most addictive thing. It's a true joy. It really is. Once you discover that it really does work, and you really only, like, you have to practice it. Like, you have to experience that for yourself. I mean, obviously I'm very confident about it on my own journey, but every person has to develop that confidence. They have to come to know for themselves that what I'm saying is true. What Jeff and Shlee have been saying this whole time is true. And so, take the time. I mean, test this out. I feel like, you've got to know for yourself. So take the time that you need to try this out and see if what I'm saying isn't true. It is true. And it works every time. So if you need help in any way of this journey of dissolving the illusion of separation consciousness, the illusion of ego, I, of course, do, like I said, offer coaching sessions. So if you would like to meet with me, all of that information is down beneath this video. Twin Flame Ascension School, absolutely essential. That's also beneath this video, so definitely check that out. And claim yourself and choose to embark on this journey. It's such a valuable thing. Dissolving the illusion of ego. Yes, absolutely, this is the way to be with your twin flame, but it's also the way to live a heavenly life. Imagine knowing at your core that you're one with your love all the time, that you are satisfied, that you are whole, that you have everything that you need. Like, that safety, that feeling of security, that feeling of peace at your core, that's worth doing inner work. That's worth choosing to love yourself and to face the places where you're upset. It's worth it. So many of us just live a life of distractions and numbing, and it's okay if you struggle with that, of course. Like, that's the journey, right? That's why we do this work. It's why we talk about it. But you don't want to stay in those patterns. You want to find your way through them, and you want to claim your good and choose a life where you know that you're loved, and you know that because you love yourself and you feel that oneness. So that's what I want for you. And harmonious twin flame union, I want that for you as well. It's for everybody. No matter where you're at with your twin flame, it doesn't matter, guys. I know that some of you have been through some things. I know that. I know that as someone who's on the twin flame journey, as someone who, works with twin flames, I know that there can be some really big challenges that you face on this journey. And maybe you have believed the lie that it can't be healed, or you just have to accept certain things, or you have to tolerate certain things that don't feel so good in your heart. And it's not true. This is your ultimate lover. This is your perfect love life. It may not look that way right now, but there is a way to heal everything that you're seeing, everything that you're experiencing. You do not have to stay in a stuck place. And so, don't settle. Don't give up on yourself. Keep going. Keep choosing love, and definitely do the mirror exercise. But yeah, like I said, all resources beneath this video. If you liked this video, please do give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one.